Hello children, welcome to the class. Children, today I have come up with a new poem by name Work is Worship. And this poem is written by a famous poet, dramatist, novelist by name Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore. Children, we all know that Rabindranath Tagore was the person who has written our national anthem, right? So he is considered as Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, and also he is known as Kavi Guru. Children, he has worked in all the fields of literature. So he is a famous poet, short story writer, song composer, essayist, novelist, painter, philosopher, social reformer, and a dramatist. So he had been working in all the fields of literature. So he was born in the year 1816 on May 7th. So in the year 1901, he founded Vishwabharati University at Shantiniketan, later which grew into an international university. So here, Vishwabharati, it included all the people, irrespective of class, caste and religious people. So it had grew into an international university. And he had achieved or he received Nobel Prize in the year 1913 for his literature, for the work he has done in the fields of literature. So his famous works are Geetanjali, Gora, The Crescent Moon, Fruit Gathering, and The Gardener, and his short stories include Kabuliwala, The Post Office, The Hungry Stones, etc. So he has written many poems, many novels and short stories. And he became so famous that his fame spread far and wide, which took him across the continents on lecture tours. So he became so famous that most of the countries, all over the countries, people invited him to give lectures. So he traveled whole world for lecture tours. So for the world, he became the voice of India's spiritual heritage. By his lectures, he became so famous and he represented India and he became the voice of India's spiritual heritage. And he died on August 7th in the year 1941. So he was a famous poet in English literature. Understood, children? So our poem Work is Worship. In this poem, the poet tells or advises the devotee or advises the person to not to go to the temples. He tells that God is not in the temples. So he advises the persons to work hard. So he tells us that God is in the hard work. Okay, we can please the God by doing hard work. Understood, children? So here, the work is worship. Before reading the poem, we'll understand what is work is worship. So work is worship means we are considering the work to God, right? So work is the only thing where we can earn money. By doing work, by having lot of dedication, we can earn money and we can achieve higher positions. We can achieve success in life. Right, children? So if you want to achieve success in life and if you want to earn money, first and foremost, we have to have dedication and love towards the work what we are doing. Right? Without the dedication and love towards the work, we cannot earn money and also we cannot achieve greater positions. Right? So, who is the first person who has told work is worship? This is a famous proverb. So, in 12th century, Basavanna was the first person who told Kayakave Kailasa, that is work is worship. He considered work as God. So he gave more importance to work, because without working we cannot earn money and we cannot achieve success in our life, right? So Basavanna told work is worship. The work what we do is considered as God. Later, Mahatma Gandhi ji, the father of our nation, he said work is worship. He gave importance for hard work because he wanted to instill the importance of hard work in his countrymen, because he wanted to show the people that if we work hard, we can achieve success in life. So Mahatma Gandhi ji and Basavanna were the two persons who told work is worship. Understood, children? So here in this poem, work is worship, the poet speaks admonishingly, means he advises strongly to the person that God does not like idle form. So he tells us that God does not like idle puja. Okay, so where we go to temple and do puja for the statue, idol. So the poet is telling God does not like idol form. And what he will be pleased is doing hard work. So God will be pleased by doing hard work. So this is the main theme of the poem. So God is not in the temple, he is in the people who is doing hard work. Understood, children? Now we will read the poem. Leave this chanting and singing and telling of beads. Leave this chanting and singing and telling of beads. Whom dost thou worship in this lonely dark corner of a temple, with doors all shut? Open thine eyes and see thy God is not before thee. He is there where the tiller is tilling the hard ground, and where the path maker is breaking stones. He is with them in sun and in shower, and his garment is covered with dust. Put off thy holy mantle, and even like him, come down on the dusty soil. Deliverance, where is this deliverance to be found? Our Master himself has joyfully taken upon him the bonds of creation. He is bound with us all forever. Come out of thy meditation and leave aside thy flowers and incense. What harm is there if thy clothes become tattered and stained? Meet him and stand by him in toil and in sweat of thy brow. Did you understand? So leave this chanting and singing and telling of beads. So what the poet is telling us to do? Leave the chanting of mantras and singing of shlokas and counting the beads. So whom does thou worship in this lonely dark corner of a temple with all doors shut? So whom are you working? So whom are you worshipping with all doors shut in the lonely dark corner of a temple? So open your eyes and see thy God is not before you. The poet is telling or advising that open your eyes and see that God is not in front of you. Okay, so he is there where the tiller is tilling the hard ground. And next what the poet is telling, so he is advising us, God is not before you, but where he is with the tiller who is tilling the ground, and where the path maker is breaking the stones. Okay, so he is with them in sun and in shower. The poet is advising us that God is with the tiller and with the path maker who is working hard in the ground, and he is with them in the sun and in the rain. Okay, and his garment is covered with dust. The poet is telling the God's garment is covered with dust. Why? Because he is with the tiller and with the path maker. Put off thy holy mantle and even like him, come down on the dusty soil. So what the poet is telling? So he is advising us to remove our holy mantle, to take off our religious cloth. Your holy mantle means the religious cloth, and like God, okay, like God, he is advising us to come down to the dusty soil. So he is advising us to work hard in the dusty soil, in the sun and in the rain. And deliverance, where is this deliverance to be found? So deliverance means a belief that the God will rescue us from the bad conditions, right? So where is this deliverance? This deliverance, the way of secureness is not found in the temple, because God is not just confined within the four walls of the temples. He is not there in the dark room. He is with the people who are doing hard work. So the poet advises the devotee to come out, to take off the religious clothes, and like God, even the devotee has to come down to the dusty soil to work hard. And the deliverance is not found in the temple, because God is not in the temple. Our Master himself has joyfully taken upon him the bonds of creation. Here, the poet is telling that our Master, our God himself, he is with the people. He is finding joy with the people who is working hard in the ground. And he is bound with the creation. And he is bound with us. So he has taken up all the bonds of creations, and he is bound with us all forever. And come out of thy meditation and leave aside thy flowers and incense. Now what the poet is telling? The poet is telling to ignore the meditation, to come out of the meditation and ignorance, and to leave aside, to leave the spiritual beliefs of carrying the flowers and incense to the temples, because we do not find God in the temples. And what harm is there if thy clothes become tattered and stained? Now here the poet is asking questions. Okay, so what happens? There's no harm if you wear torn clothes and stained clothes, because God himself has become dusty. The God's cloth has become dusty because he is with the tiller and the pathmaker who is working hard in the ground. So there's no need to worry. There's no harm in wearing the toned clothes and the stained clothes. Meet him and stand by him in toil. So the poet is advising us to come out of the temple, come out of the spiritual beliefs, come out of the lonely dark corner of the temple, because we are not finding God in the temple, because God is not there in the temple, and he asks us to come to the ground. Okay, come to the ground, meet him and stand by the God in doing hard work. Okay, so in by putting hard work and in sweat of thy brow, and we can meet the God and we can stand next to the God by doing hard work and by sweating ourselves. Understood, children? So in last two lines, the poet is telling that come out of the place where you are sitting, from the dark corner of the temple. Okay, so he is telling that don't shut your mind. Okay, don't shut your mind with the ignorance and the spiritual beliefs, because it doesn't work for us. Okay, because God will not listen to us. God will not be pleased by us. So he is telling, come out of these spiritual beliefs that wearing religious clothes and chanting mantras, offering prasadas, and telling shlokas and counting beads. All this doesn't please God. So if you want the blessings of God, what we have to do? We have to work hard. We have to come out of the temple. We have to come out of our spiritual beliefs, and we have to work hard. Then only we can please God, and God will be with us, and he advises. The poet Rabindranath Tagore, he advises us to be socially productive. Means we have to be useful for the other persons in the society. So we should not sit idle because God does not like idle form. Okay, so the poet advises us to be socially productive and make our body sweat by doing hard work. Children, I hope you have understood the poem. Where the poem, it shows the importance of work. Where nowadays the people are not showing any interest in the work what they do. Just we are working only for the sake of money, to earn money and to fulfill our needs. We don't have any dedication and love towards the work. Okay, so here the poet advises us to have lots of love and dedication towards the work what we do. Then only we can please the God, and then only we can get the blessings from the God. Children, I hope you have understood the poem. So children, here are few words and their meanings. Let us read now. The first one, DOS. DOS means old form of do. So these words are archaic words. The poem Work is Worship contains archaic words, means old form of words. Okay, DOS means old form of do or does. Now thou. Thou means old form of you. Thou means old form of you. Thine and thee. Thine and thee means old form of your. Old form of your. Holy mantle, religious clothes. Holy mantle means religious clothes. And deliverance. Deliverance means the action of being rescued from bad condition. Deliverance, the action of being rescued from bad condition. Next, toil. Toil means hard work. Tattered, torn. Tattered, torn. Children, in the next class, I'll come up with new topic. Thank you, children.